Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our May Region Zoom. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your Sunday to get on. This is Lauren Blair, your Regional Vice President. And I just want to, first of all, say thank you for giving me some grace the past 2 weeks, definitely the past week. We've been a little foggy over here, but thank you for letting me support my hubby and give respects to my friend, and just keep praying for us. There's a lot of girls over here in Coronado, California on our team who are in the same place as Sam and I. So anyway, thank you for understanding. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for just keeping me in your prayers. I'm feeling them. But my brain is also not feeling basically anything at all. I forgot to post the link. I told Danielle, who is taking time out of her extremely busy day to train, I told her the wrong time. So I'm just, I'm just like, thank you. Thank you to all of you. I totally appreciate your graciousness. So with that being said, you guys, we are just in a ton of momentum. I cannot believe it. Danielle, we have 3 new district managers and 2 areas in qualification. So many people like flying towards area this month. I mean, it's insane, you guys. It's really insane. And when I was thinking about all the growth that we've had, just the excitement that we've got going on. And I mean, like I said, I feel like I've lost like at least a week, almost 2 weeks from this month, but I was looking at my calendar. I'm like, we've got 3 full weeks. It is amazing what can happen with 3 full weeks. And so I'm just really excited. I am thrilled to just kind of really support you and just kind of give you guys your wings. Everyone is just kind of taking ownership, whether you've been in the business for a while or you're brand new. Everyone's just finding their stride, and I'm just so excited. And I told the leaders this, but about 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was like right after GTC, the Lord gave me this word, and it was floodgates. And it was just like, it came just with this emotion of excitement and like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, wow, like definitely floodgates going on. But I think that that's all over Arbonne. And especially our guest trainer today is ENVP Danielle Pearson. And she is experiencing a ton of growth on her team too, which is another reason why I'm so excited that she's taking the time to spend time with us. But if you guys don't know her, if you've been in the business for longer than a year, you're probably a little more familiar with Danielle. But we have so many new people. So I'm just going to give her a little bit more of an introduction because she definitely deserves it. So when I first joined, Danielle was my regional vice president. So Lindsay was my sponsor, and I think she was a brand new area manager, and Danielle was a regional vice president. We were such babies back then. But I always say, like, Lindsay brought me into the business, Danielle kept me in, and she poured into me for, so much, you guys. Sam, when I tell you guys that Sam totally grilled our upline, it was Danielle. He would get on the phone and totally grill Danielle before I joined, asking her all these questions. And anyway, so I just feel so indebted to her. But she's also a dear friend of mine. She's a mother of 6 and just a beautiful person inside and out. But her team is in massive growth. I think, like, Danielle, do you have like 5 people in qualification for region right now? We're 5 people. That's completely insane, you guys. So anyway, I'm going to give her the floor, but I just want you guys to know how much she means to me and how big of a part of my journey Danielle has been and will always be. So Danielle, thank you so much for pouring into me and believing in me and seeing more in me than I saw in myself. And thank you for taking the time to love on my team. So I'm going to totally give you the floor.
Oh, well, you guys, it is absolutely my honor to have this time with you today. And Lauren, I did fall in love with you the first time I talked with you and knew that you were in ENVP. And I knew that you were going to be sponsoring amazing leaders, and because you attract who you are, and you're just a gift to me in my life. And so I know your team is amazing too, and I know many of you guys, and I love you, and I'm just so excited for this team. And just what's going on, the growth, the momentum, your heart and your desire to serve and make a difference. It's so beautiful. And that's why we do this, and that's why I do it. So when I see a team that has that, of course, I would do anything I can to plug in and pour into you. So crazy growth going on in our organization right now. There's 5 in my central region in qualification. It's a couple of different legs. And then we have Rachel Pakta, who's in Lindsay's nation. So just a lot of growth going on, you guys. And when I asked Lauren, I said, what does your team need to hear? What do you want me to talk about? And, she just said kind of, just some vision stuff. And, when I think about vision, I feel like so much of it is about, this whole journey, this whole business. It's about belief and having that vision and embracing your journey. And I think so often, especially if you're like, oh, well, her team's in all this momentum, or, other people are experiencing all of this growth, but that's not happening in my organization right now. It's so easy to beat ourselves up and feel bad or feel negative, or, just be like, well, what's wrong with me? And there's nothing wrong with you. And you're where you are for a reason, and your business is where it's at for a reason. And we have to just learn to embrace the journey and make the most of it. And learn from every step of the process. And I think it's so valuable to learn from people who have gone before us. But sometimes along the way, just in life, we have to make our own mistakes and get up and try again and learn and figure out what we need to do next time when we face that same obstacle. But I think when you can really embrace your own personal journey, and then each day you say, okay, what did I do well for my business? What did I do well in my life? How was I successful today, and what can I do better tomorrow? And, sometimes it's just being proud of the fact that you made some follow-up phone calls. Sometimes it's being proud of the fact and cheering yourself on and saying, you know what, you listened to some trainings today, you fueled your mentality, you fueled your vision and your belief, and that's good. That's crucial on this journey. Maybe you booked one activity and you'd be proud of yourself. Don't say, gosh, I didn't book 10. Say, you know what, yay me, I booked 1. And when we can celebrate those little successes, we're going to build the bigger successes, because we're not always shooting on ourselves, right? I should be doing this, I should be doing that. So for those of you who don't really know my journey, I've been a part of Arbonne for 10 years. And when I jumped into Arbonne, I didn't have a whole lot of support from my husband. He thought this was a crazy idea, and love him dearly, and he loves me dearly, but he just did not see what I saw in Arbonne. And when I started, I was a very strong no for 6 weeks. But when I finally saw what Arbonne could do for my family, I didn't see a few $100s a month. I saw a life-changing business that was going to give my family choices in life, the time freedom and the choices that I wanted, the ability to make a bigger difference. I knew that this was a huge vehicle for our family. And my belief became big quickly. And so if your belief is lacking at all, what I did to build my belief was I fell in love with Ion Arbonne. I fell in love with those success stories because I saw what Arbonne was doing for other people, and I saw the variety of people that were becoming successful. And when you really understand how many different people in this company are becoming successful, you stop prejudging and you get excited about sharing Arbonne with everyone in your life. So I definitely encourage you to do whatever you need to do to grow your belief. Other people do like Ion Arbonne. Sometimes it's just listening to SoundClouds. It's making sure you go to all the events. Just being as connected as you can, because that just fuels you and your belief as to where this is taking you. And then over time too, you start to develop your vision. And you guys, what I really encourage you to do for your vision, visionaries don't see with their eyes. And I encourage you to really see with your heart and your imagination, and where you feel God calling you to in life. And what is your higher purpose? What are you here for? What kind of difference do you want to make? Let that be your vision, and Arbonne is your vehicle to help you get there. For me, it was, just so much about my family and having the time freedom to be present and to raise my children and to give them the choices that we wanted to. It then became bigger in the sense that it was to allow my husband to pursue his passions and not be stuck, in a job that he had to do because it provided for our family. And then it became, as my team grew bigger and bigger, I realized that they were a part of my family, and that my vision was to help each of them become successful. But I started to realize over time that God was calling me to healing prayer, and that not just healing prayer in my immediate family, but my extended Arbonne family, that anybody in my path in this business, they're part of my family. And that is where I'm really committed to in devoting time to prayer, to praying for these people. We all have a different calling. We all have a different purpose, reason why we're here, that God's put on your heart and individually. But when you understand what that calling is, and then you figure out how Arbonne can help you to get there. And the bigger your vision, the bigger your team will be, the bigger your business will be, so that you can meet that vision. And so Carrie McDonald said at one time, I'm sure you've heard her training, I Am a Visionary. If you haven't, it's a must listen to. But she talks about having 2 dream boards. You have a dream board for yourself. What do you want Arbonne to do for you? And how is it going to allow you to live your passion and have choices in your life? But a second dream board, and that's for those of your team. That's for the people in your business that you get to help and show them how to be successful. And there's Carrie said one time, she said, it's not serving people if it's not costing us something. And you guys think about that. We're not serving, we're here to serve, right? Are we not? We're here to love and serve others. And if it's not costing us something, if it's, I think about what I've done to grow my business to the top of this company. What have I done, even now to have so much growth in my business? It costs me. It costs me time away from my family sometimes. It costs me sleep a lot of times. It costs me something, I don't watch television. Yes, I have amazing quality time with my family, but there are times when I take time away from my family to go do Discover Arbonnes, to go present at meetings. You guys, there are times when I go to meetings when I'm so tired, or I don't feel well, and I'm run down, and my head is not in a good place. But do I show up and give 110%? I do, because that's what serving does. It costs me, something, but in the reward, after I've served and I've done it, how do I feel? I feel amazing because I poured into other people. Now, with that being said, we have to make sure as leaders and as we're growing that we're doing things to fill our cup, because, we can only give so much. And if we're empty, it's really hard to give. And so, again, it's figuring out what fills your cup. For me, it's quiet time. It's prayer time. It's, whatever I need to do. Sometimes it's exercising or just a time away with my family and shutting my phone off. Having designated time where I work Arbonne or I respond to texts or Voxers or emails. And then other times when my phone is hidden so that I'm not tempted to look at it. When we have those boundaries, we get less burnt out. We get less frustrated with our business. So I encourage you to make sure that you've got some times where you work your business, but times when you say, you know what, I'm off of Arbonne. There are no emergencies in Arbonne. And when you realize that, then you're in control of your business. Now, I still make those sacrifices, but in the end, is it worth it? Yes, because I'm serving people that I love and I care about and I want to see succeed. Are there other things I could be doing right now? Absolutely. And am I getting ready? I'm going to spend the night in the zoo tonight. Weird, exciting. It's a field trip for my kids' school, but that's where I'm headed. But you think about all these different things that we could be doing. But if I have the opportunity to pour into somebody that I love and care about and then help, and there's so many of you that I know personally, and those of you who I don't, I can't wait to know personally. But anything that I can do to help you be successful, I'm on it. And you'll do the same thing for your team. And I just think when you keep that at the forefront of your mind of, instead of focusing on numbers in this business, I focus on people. How can I help this person hit their goals? Yes, you might have 5,000 left to get to that, to hit that goal. So I know what the number is, but it's about helping you succeed. When my focus is people and helping them grow, it's natural, it's rewarding, it's exciting. Yes, they might not hit a goal and that's disappointing, but you're pouring into them. How many times did I get to pour into Lauren and say, who cares? Lauren, don't focus on numbers, focus on your team, the people you're helping, the growth that you're experiencing. If you can trust that process and trust that that's what it's about, then the numbers will come. Okay. But when you're caught up on numbers, it's frustrating. Then you can get disappointed in people because they didn't hit their numbers. Instead of focusing on people and helping them hit their goals, it's not frustrating when you're focusing on people and they didn't hit their goals because they're frustrated. And so our job is to say, it's okay, you'll get it next time. So I think that is one of the things that has really been shown loud and clear to me, is just really trying to build the relationships with the people on my team and trying to pour into them and show them how to be successful, but also making sure that I'm wide enough and that I'm helping enough people that no one ever feels like I'm frustrated or disappointed in them. I have never been disappointed with a person on my team for not hitting a goal. I've never been disappointed in a person for walking away from their business. And when you love them, when they walk away from their business, do you know what they do? They come back. But if you're irritated, you're frustrated, you're annoyed, you're disappointed, they sense it, they feel it, and they don't come back. Maybe that's not you right now because maybe you don't have a team. But someday you'll have a team and somebody's going to leave. Or somebody's going to say, whatever, now's not the right time. You guys, Elizabeth Gilbert walked away from her business, she's your success line. She's your upline. And why Lauren's in this business. If I hadn't accepted Elizabeth the numerous times she walked away from her business and just said, you know what, Elizabeth, I'm not going anywhere. So when you're ready, I'll be here to support you and to help you. And she would come back and she'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, why are you sorry? You're not building this business for me. You're building it for you. The time wasn't right. It's okay. But now you're back, so let's figure out what we can do. So when you love people where they're at and you accept them, and I never stopped saying to her, here's what I see in you. Like, you're an MVP. I know you have what it takes to be successful. So when you're ready to do it, I'm going to be here to support you and cheer you on. Tell people what you see in them. And sometimes we don't just see people where they are right now. You might see that they have all this growth to do, and that's okay. But you show them where you see that they're capable of being. Does that make sense? So you might have someone who's insecure and timid and afraid to talk to people about Arbonne. But you tell them that you see them as someone who's sharing Arbonne confidently, because deep inside, we all want to share it confidently, right? And do I have fears about sharing Arbonne? And did I have to push through that and see myself as someone sharing Arbonne with confidence? I had to teach myself that I could share Arbonne with confidence. I had to tell myself that I could sponsor people and become successful in Arbonne, that I was a business builder magnet, that I was an amazing leader. I had to tell myself, and I still have to tell myself those things. Before I ever saw them, I was saying those to myself. And now that I'm a leader and I'm an executive national vice president, I still have to say, you have what it takes to lead people to success. There are times, you guys, just because we have a title doesn't mean that the negative self-talk goes away, or the lies that the enemy is whispering or screaming in our ears. It doesn't ever go away. So it's always something that we have to be mindful of, to pour that belief into ourselves, to continue to ignore the lies that we're being told, and see ourselves as what we know we're called to be and what we're capable of being. Because I think sometimes even when you're successful, the lies get, instead of whispered, when you're a new consultant, they're whispered. But then as you become a district manager, then you start to hear them a little louder. Like, oh, so what, you got to district, but maybe you can't sponsor someone and get them to district, and then they just start getting louder, I think. So we're always working with those affirmations and the belief of what we're capable of doing. But when you're pouring into people, it is so rewarding to see them start to believe what you're saying, and you're showing them how to be successful. So as a visionary, when you see with your heart and you see with your imagination, you see what's possible. You see things before other people see them. And that's what's so crucial in this business, you guys. It's not seeing the numbers that are in web stats right now. It's not seeing the activity that's on your calendar right now. It's seeing what you want. It's speaking life into your business and imagining it the way that you want it to be, and then really getting clear on that. If you don't have a team yet, it's getting clear on the size of your team, the number of leaders, the quality, the type of people, how you're helping them to become successful, how great it feels to be showing people how to be successful. Those are the sorts of things that you have to start seeing in your imagination and in your head, and even creating the team on paper and on your dream board before it's there. Those are the sorts of things that we have to do before they become physically there, before you have that physical team, before you have that the title that you want. So it's just seeing it. It's seeing a full calendar. I told my team recently, I said, if you're already telling yourself that no one's going to book for you, then do not pick up the phone. Don't call somebody and ask them to join your business if in your head you're saying, no one's going to join me. But let me call this. All right. I'm going to humor you, and I'm going to call and make, I'm going to show you that no one's going to join my team. I'm going to make this call. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Get yourself in a better place mentally. So listen to a training. Read some Ion Arbonnes and have that glimmer of hope and that belief that, okay, Sarah Dunning didn't sponsor. She's a 4-wide ENVP in Arbonne. Okay. She did not sponsor one person into her business for 18 months. She heard 150 no's before someone joined her in this business. Now, how many of us on the process of getting 150 no's think about quitting? We the negative self-talk that I'm never going to sponsor anyone. For 150 no's in 18 months, Sarah Dunning continued to pour into her belief. She continued to listen to training. She continued to grow as a leader. She poured into it, and she knew she was going to be an ENVP. So those no's along the way, she just kept using them as stepping stones to get better. So think about that. Maybe you've heard 20 no's, but what is your expectation? Do you know and believe that people are going to join you and that you have the most amazing gift out there? You guys, to the core, I know that there's nothing else out there that has to offer what we offer. And not only from a financial standpoint, but where else in corporate America or any other company do you see where people pour into you and they love you and they help you grow through your weaknesses and through your insecurities and become not just a better Arbonne consultant, but a better wife and a better mom and a better friend and a better leader? Like, where else do you get what we have? You don't. I've never seen it. And I've had people come from every other walk of life and they've never seen what we have. So be really proud, and share Arbonne with that pride. That what we have to offer, yes, it can transform your financial situation. But so much more than that, it'll transform you. It'll transform your relationships. It'll transform just your future and the impact that you have and the difference that you get to make. So really get passionate about that. But I encourage you and challenge you to, when you finish today, say to yourself, where is my belief and what is my vision? Is my vision small? Because if it's small, you're just serving yourself or a few other people. And this business is about serving many. This is a vehicle to change a lot of lives. So, ask yourself, where is your vision and how clear is it? And, are you okay with the struggles, that are right in front of you and the obstacles that are right in front of you and the difficult times that you face? Because those are there to help you be a better leader and to be able to help other people through them. Not one obstacle in this business is in vain, because as you learn to get through it and push through it and grow, you're going to be able to help other people when they're at that same point. If you never struggle and everything comes easy, how are you going to coach and guide and support your team through struggles, right? So do a gut check, a reality check, a vision check of where are you headed and what's the difference that you're going to make in the lives of other people, and how clear are you on that? And is it something, are you only seeing what's in front of you right now, or are you seeing bigger? And then, just the number of people that you want to serve. That's what it all comes down to me, that, the times that I'm stagnant in my business or the times that I'm feeling down, it's because my focus is on me. It's because my focus, is small, and I need to grow that vision and my desire to serve more people. So I think when you can do that, you can then, more embrace the journey. You can be okay with where you are. Just understand that this is where you're at right now, but where are you being called to go? And then getting clear, writing down that goal. You know what? I want to hit my bonus this month. I want to sponsor 2 new people this month. I want to serve more people. How am I going to do that? Well, my belief is big. I'm going to get in activity. Now that my belief is in the right place, I'm going to schedule those sponsoring appointments. If you keep getting no to people, not wanting to hear your opportunity or not wanting to book for you, if you keep getting that no, you first have to check your belief. And if you're like, it's not my belief, then you have to check what you're saying. Because, for me, in the beginning of my business, for a period of time, everybody was telling me no. And I remember, getting off the phone one time and I was crying. I was like, how are people do this? I know Arbonne works. It's not me. It's not the products. It's not the company. It's not the business. I see the amount of success happening in Arbonne. What do I need to do better and differently? And for me, I was vomiting Arbonne. I was saying too much and it wasn't attractive. And so I had to learn how to ask in a way that was attractive to people. And so when I was able to say, this may or may not be for you, and if it's not, that's okay. But would you be willing to hear a little bit more about what I'm doing and what I'm excited about? That switch alone had people, nobody said no to me once I started asking like that. The word that I never say is interested. Don't ask people if they would be interested in hosting. I'm never interested in hosting. Don't ask someone if they're interested in a business. I was not interested in a business. But would you be willing to host a presentation for me? It's like they're helping you, but you're helping them, and it's kind of like a mutual favor. Would you be willing to hear a little bit about what I'm doing? Then they hear. It's much more attractive than are you interested? So if you're getting the same answer, then maybe it's just looking at how do I need to say it so it's more attractive? And, Lauren or somebody, Lindsay, myself can help you with your verbiage if that's something you're struggling with. But once you know where you're headed, it's setting that goal and then coming up with a plan with action steps. You can have a goal, but then if you don't break it down and say, okay, you know what, I want to go area qual. Well, you know what, that means I get to help 2 people get to district manager. Who are those 2 people that I'm going to help get to district manager this month? And then I'm going to get those 2 people. I'm going to help each of them find a business partner. How are we going to do that? We're going to do friends and family calls. We're going to schedule their activity. We're going to get them launched. I'm going to help them paint the picture with their network. So when you have the goal and then you break it down, it's then about how many people I'm going to help. Okay, does that make sense? That you then have the activity to help you get to where you want to be based on how many people you're going to help. And that is what I built my business on. So my business right now might have started with, okay, I'm going to earn a challenge, or I'm going to earn such and such a trip, right? Like I'm determined. Like I was 3 people away from earning the Atlantis. Well, I'm not missing Atlantis because I can't have team there if I'm not there. Like I need to be there. So my determination was I'm helping people promote. I'm going to show people how to become successful. And in doing so, we have 5 regions in qualification. I have a district promoting direct to me. I have some areas getting in qualification because my focus was back on how do I help people become successful. So as you want to grow, the last thing I'll leave you with, because I think we're running out of time, right, Lauren? We out of time? We're okay. Okay. There's 2 different perspectives we can have on our business.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. We're good. It was the wrong account, so we're good.
Okay.
Unlimited.
Oh, good. So there's 2 different perspectives that we can have in anything in life. You can have the sparrow perspective where, it's so little. The sparrow perspective, they don't see things far away. They're down and close. They see everything as it is. They see all the little flaws. They get frustrated easily. They're discouraged because you see everything so close. Or you can have an eagle's perspective where you see things from way back and you see the bigger picture and you see an obstacle or a disappointment or a setback and you're like, in the big scheme of things, that's no big deal. Like that is not holding me back from my dreams, my vision, where I'm headed, the difference that I'm making. And so, that's, hi guys. You want to see some cute faces?
Oh my gosh.
So, when you have that sparrow's perspective, everything frustrates you. Something doesn't go your way, you're discouraged. Your attitude might be like, frustrated and disappointed. But when you have an eagle's perspective, you just say, you know what?
nothing's going to shake me. So that entire order, showed up wrong and damaged, that doesn't bother me. Arbonne always makes things right. That person left my business, that's okay. It's part of the journey. You know what? Whatever else Arbonne did, they're not, their system's crashing again. It's driving me crazy. Yes, it drives us all crazy, but it's not stopping me. So can you guys step in and close that? Yeah. I think this woman for our appointment is still here.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, when you have that eagle's perspective, you're not shaken. And you guys, that's what I want you to be in Arbonne. If things right now keep shaking you and you're not feeling peace, I encourage you to borrow my belief, borrow Lauren's belief, borrow Lindsay's belief. Just understand that Arbonne always makes things right. And, when I look at my business and I look at so many successful ENVPs in Arbonne, everything in their journey is like this. There are times when, it's growing, but then there's a dip. And then it kind of comes up a little bit. And then sometimes it's an even deeper dip. And then it comes up again. Our business is like that. But when you just step back and you see the bigger picture, you know where you're headed. And those ups and downs, you just understand it's part of the journey of life. Parenting is up and down, up and down. You think, oh, they're going to sleep through the night and life's going to get better. Nope, because now they're like running around and their personalities evolved and now they're throwing temper tantrums. And then, maybe there's a small little period of time where everything's good. And then all of a sudden, things dip again and, they're experiencing something in life and you're dealing with that, and then they're teenagers and all they want is a phone and, or why can everybody else have this and I can't? And, you're always learning and evolving and trying to figure things out. And the same thing happens in our business. It's always changing. It's always evolving. But the big picture vision, when you're that eagle and you're set back, you see the beauty of it all. And you see that, that child one day is going to become a beautiful young adult and they're going to make great decisions. And yeah, they're going to make mistakes, but that's okay. But you know where you're taking them and you know where you're headed. The same thing is true with your business and with all the leaders that you're helping or the way that you're growing. You see it and you say, you know what, I'm just becoming a better person on this journey. And yeah, maybe I'm in a really ugly place right now, but I'm growing through this and I'm becoming a better me and a better person and a better leader, and that's okay. And, so I just encourage you, while you're working on your vision and the steps that you need to do to be successful, step back and take that eagle perspective of, where am I being called? What's the higher purpose of this business? What's the difference that I'm going to make? What am I going to do as I'm becoming more and more successful? And, what's my calling, my purpose? How do I implement that now as I'm growing this business? When you do that, it just makes it that much more enjoyable. We're able to celebrate the little successes and accept the difficulties with grace and with beauty and I don't know. And then it just makes the ride and the journey that much more beautiful. And to me, that's what it's about, you guys. My journey was not fast, but I wouldn't trade any of it for anything. But I feel like what it did was it allowed me to just love everybody where they're at and just know that whether you're on a faster journey, you're on a slower journey, whatever journey you're on, there's always the ups and downs. And when you love where you're at, you will love where you're going that much more. So many people think, when I get that title, I will then be happy. I promise you, you won't. Because you're always going to be reaching for something more. We have to find that joy and that happiness and that peace now, and embracing every part of this business, the parts we love, the parts we don't love, because there's that in everything. Aren't there parts in marriage and parts in parenting that we love and then we don't love? Are there parts in any other calling in life that we love and we don't love? And that's okay. So when you love it where you're at now, it's just, your business will blossom because you're going to have that sense of peace that you're where you're supposed to be. But now let's figure out how can I serve more people? You're going to grow an amazing organization. So I don't know. I hope that's helpful and helps with vision. Lauren, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Of course it was helpful. You are just so beautiful, Danielle. I mean, I wrote down like so many things, I'm just like writing. I mean, I love that basically you were like, you know, when you see small, you experience small. When you see big, you experience big is basically what I took away from the whole thing, you know? And so, yeah, we're going to like chat a little bit more about that. And I know like totally messed up with your schedule. That's okay. But thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're just going to be processing.
Okay, so here's what I want to just say to you guys. And thank you, first of all, for the honor of doing this today. And I miss you guys, and we used to see each other a whole lot more. So I love that you have wings and you're off flying and you're all doing amazing, but I do miss you. So anytime you want me back, I'll come back. But you guys can do this. And I truly believe with the bottom of my heart, like I really, really believe if I can do this, you guys, it's just everything that I just said. Like, just if you can just continue to grow and continue to just know where you're headed, you have what it takes. You all have what it takes. And you all have such beautiful gifts that as you continue to use them and just trust in them and trust where you're being called and trust your ability to lead and, you know, just fall in love with that serving other people, you'll grow an incredible business and you will be at the top. And we will be, you know, in Maui every January together, and we will, you know, just continue this journey of just changing lives. And I don't know, I'm grateful because I feel like all I'm being called to do now is show that if I can do this, you can do this. So my passion is more today on that of what Arbonne can do for people because of my success. I just feel like, man, if you knew how weak and how insecure and how many flaws that I have, there are many. But, you know, just trusting in him and what, you know, just in using the gifts that I have and my desire to love and serve is really what I think it's all about. And what's, you know, and you guys are doing that. You're obviously why you're successful, why you're following Lauren and her desire to love and serve. You know, and those of you that I know, that's your heart, that's your focus, and it's why you're being successful. So just keep doing that. And then I'll be back again someday.
Yes, you will.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Love you, Danielle. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Anytime.
All right. I'm going to spotlight video. All right, you guys. Isn't she amazing? Like, so beautiful. And I mean, there were so many things that I wrote down, and it's funny because I really didn't have anything that I felt strongly about to talk about to kind of wrap up our Zoom until I usually have like some notes before we start the Zoom, and just nothing was coming to me. And I was like, okay, Lord, like there must be something that I haven't heard yet. You know, I'm just going to kind of be peaceful and wait on it. And I do, like, seriously, when she's basically what I took away from everything was when you are seeing small, you're going to experience small. But when you are seeing big, you're going to experience big. And it's something that our leaders have been, we've really been talking about a lot is, you know, if you see yourself having, you know, a team of 1 or 2 and, you know, I want to, you know, help people get into qualification for district, or I want to help people, you know, just brick, that's all well and good. But if you see bigger than that, that's where you're going to be. And I know that people didn't sign up in Arbonne to, you know, only go into qualification for district manager month after month after month, you know, like we sign people up in Arbonne to teach them how to be successful and to be successful ourselves. And so I really want you guys to take a look at it. Like Danielle was saying, like have that gut check of like, okay, what is my belief? You know, what am I willing to do? A lot of it is like, you know, first when you a lot of it at the beginning is my belief isn't as strong as I wanted it to be. Okay, fix it. You know, that's fixable. You know, most of the time, all we need to know is what the problem is to work forward from there. But a lot of times when we feel stuck and we're just staying in one place, we don't know why we're there. You know, we don't know how to move forward. And I don't feel like anybody is really stuck. So we're probably going to be looking back on this Zoom. I'm recording it, so we can do that. But, you know, like, but the first part is that, of building that belief and building that vision of like, well, maybe I'm here because I'm only seeing the next step. I'm not seeing 1,000 steps beyond, you know, and there's something to be said for living in the moment for sure. But in Arbonne, we need to like that famous philosopher, I don't know, Socrates or Aristotle or whoever it was, when they said, know thyself, you know, that is actually on a chalkboard in my kitchen, know thyself. And I'm talking about myself as an ENVP. Know that I know that I know that I am an ENVP. You know, and Danielle, like from the very beginning, I remember as soon as I promoted to district, I've been in the business for like 5 weeks. She had me on training calls and she had me doing all these things. And I was like, what are you I don't know what to tell people. She was like, Lauren, you're an ENVP. You know, it just didn't, she wasn't fazed by it. So I wasn't fazed by it. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. I'm an ENVP. Look what happens when you pour belief into somebody. And look what happens when you trust your upline. I did trust her. I did think, well, I don't know what I'm talking about, but she knows what she's talking about, and I just don't think she's lying to me. So I want you to know that who you truly are is an ENVP. While the next step may take more effort than what you've been giving. You know, it may take more effort than what you've been giving. You can get there. And the next step and the next step and the next step. So looking, you know, let's do a little bit of a gut check here. Like, what do you really want to push for? We have 3 full weeks this month. That blows my mind. I just kind of feel like God, like, I don't know, like took like a deflated balloon and like blew it up. And he was like, now you have more of a month, you know, like, what the heck? You know, we have all this time. So we have 3 full weeks. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with that? Look at your 100-person list. Look at your 40 faces or whatever you used at the beginning of the month, or did you use something like that at the beginning of the month? But let's get really honest. What have we done, you know, to get to our goal? And what are we going to do to get to where we want to be and beyond? You know, with 3 weeks, you can book 10 parties. You can sponsor 5 ACEs. You can sponsor more than that. You can get someone who's at 0 QV to 6,000 and 10,000. You know, like, what are you going to do? You have this gift and this opportunity, and you can do that. And I want you to see big so that you experience big, because let me tell you, when you do decide to look bigger and look beyond and to be fearless enough, because it is scary to have a big vision, because you're like, what if I don't get it? Enough of that. Like, we're not, because what if you do, you know, and you will. And I'm sitting here telling you that if you have a big vision, you will get there. You know, when you see big and when you finally have a month or a couple of months where you actually hit your goal, your big goal, you go all out for it and then you hit it, I'm telling you, bigger, more than Ian Arbon's or your husband saying, I believe in you, or your upline or whatever, that is what really increases your belief. When you go out and when you hit a goal, like on the, you know, nail on the head, it's huge. So what are you going to do to give yourself that momentum boost? You know, that the wind in the sails. And so I really want to encourage you guys to lean in. You got into this business to do more than what you're doing right now. I got into this business to do more than what I'm doing right now. There's always more that we can do. There's always a greater call that we're called to step up to. We've never arrived, you know? So if you're kind of sitting in your business being like, I'm happy being here, or if you actually want to be beyond where you are, but you're telling yourself and everybody else, I'm happy being here, to protect yourself from failure or from disappointment or something like that, I say we deal with it. We cut that out. We say no place for you here. We say, I don't care. Like, I like when she said, like, you know, see the full calendar. See, and for me, my biggest thing used to be that I didn't think anyone was going to join my team. I could book parties like nobody's business, but I felt like I couldn't sponsor. And as soon as that was gone, we started sponsoring like crazy, because I started seeing people joining my team. So what do you need to start seeing? You know, look at all the space in your calendar in May and see those spots filling up. You know, if you say, oh, I don't think I know anybody else, envision a huge list of people, you know, and it will start, then you'll start like filling out the names, like, oh, this person, that person, you know, envision, like go to your group volume and envision all these people lying down, like, you know, a line of names down, all because you decided you were going to change something. I really want to encourage you guys to go, if you're not in qualification for area, to go for qualification for area. If you're in qualification, to finish. If you're an area manager, to qualify for region. You know, I mean, we need to just be going above and beyond. My goal this month is to do 100,000. I want to take our team to 6 figures. And have we ever hit that? No, I don't care. We're going to hit that. You know, like that's where I'm leading you guys. So I have, from tomorrow, I have a babysitter coming from 2 to 4:30 Pacific time. If you want a 10-minute time slot to help break down your numbers or to do whatever you need, if you're like, okay, I do want to go beyond, I just need a little bit of help, I would love for you to text me and say, can I take a 10-minute time slot? And I hate to put time limits on things, but I do need to, just because I have been kind of out this past week. So there's a lot that I need to do, but I do want to give you that time. And if you're willing to do it, I'm willing to help you. So also, this is kind of like more housekeeping, but Donna Johnson, I know a lot of you guys follow her on SoundCloud. She is basically, I think they said like 90% of everyone in Arbonne is somehow in her downline. So thank you, Donna, your Mama Donna, everyone calls her. But she has a leadership retreat in Green Bay, Wisconsin every year. And you have to be area manager or above, but it's amazing. I've heard it's just phenomenal. I've been having babies are moving across the country the past couple of leadership retreats, so I've never been, but I want to take a team. So the dates are August 25th through the 27th. Literally people from all around the world come for Donna's leadership retreat. You do have to be area manager. So again, that's kind of why I'm focusing on you guys really qualifying this month, because that gives you May, June, July to finish, and then we can go in August. So anybody who wants to go, I'm going to come up with some sort of incentive called Areas by August, ABA. We did it last year. But I'll be kind of thinking, I would love any ideas that you have. If you're consultant or district going area, text me, like say, Lauren, this is what would motivate me, you know? This is what I would really fight for, or something like that. I want to really reward you for that. And it would just be a lot of fun, especially if you weren't able to go to GTC. This is a really great option. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But you guys, thank you so much for getting on. I'm so excited to just go like head on into the rest of May and just completely crush it. I mean, you're going to hit your goals. I'm going to hit mine, and it's going to come, we're going to be like panting by the end of the month. We're going to be like, because we were running so hard, and it's going to feel awesome. So I love you guys. Thank you. And I will talk to you soon. Love you.